I actually started my business about 6 years ago now with the primary motivation to create a tribe. Like, some people start their business to start a business, and some people start a business to get financially free, and some people start a business so they can write a book. Like my friend Susan Pierce Thompson, the only reason she started her multi-million-dollar business was just so she could write her book. And I started my business so that I could have a tribe.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I really wanted to create the tribe that I wanted to be a part of. And if that's inspiring to you, I invite you to take that. And as you start your business, whether this is the primary motivation or not, that you actually begin to create the tribe that you long for. You know, my friend Claire Zammit has done an amazing job of that. My friend Marcy Shimoff has done an amazing job of that. Women Rocking Business has become a very strong community of over 100,000 women around the globe. And that's one of the reasons why it is so sacred to get to spend 48 hours with a small group of committed women within this tribe, both online and in the room. So the next 2 days, I intend to be inspirational, clarifying, maybe stretching for some of you in certain ways. And I intend to teach you everything that I know about how to actually use the power of tribe to grow your business from the beginning and to have the growth of your business be easier and more fun because you're considering tribe from the start. I just got back from Hawaii, and I was over there for almost 2.5 weeks. And I have dreamt of leading a client retreat on the Big Island for several years. And the way the business has grown quite quickly, we had to wait for the right timing and the right situation to be able to pull that off. Because some of our retreats have grown to be 50, 100, 500 women, and it's a thing getting people over the ocean. I'm curious, are any of you interested in leading retreats in exotic places? Is that something that's motivating to you? Awesome. So one of the things that my team and I discovered leading the retreat in Hawaii is that when you take the extra when you're willing to handle the extra logistics to go to exotic locations, it's a bit more work on the front end. And once you arrive, if you've chosen the right place and you've set the right intention, which we're going to teach you to do over the next couple of days, the space can actually really help you facilitate the transformation. And that's what I love about those kinds of experiences. We had 36 women in the water with manta rays. Many of us got a chance to go out swimming with dolphins, and we brought all of that ocean energy into the learning and into the teaching. And we did a essence-based branding exercise for my leverage clients, so they could really start to get a handle on what is their brand and what is the essence of their business so that they can scale. And we had a chance to access that energy like in a way that's so deeply connected with the natural elements. And for me, it was an answered prayer that I've had for many years to weave nature more into what I'm doing with entrepreneurs. And Grace was there and was an incredible contribution. Tanya set the whole thing up for us. And I think there's several live streamers in our high-level leverage mastermind that were on the Big Island. So Love to all of you ladies that joined us. And we'll be doing the Leverage Retreat on the Big Island every year from now on, and growing that part of the company, and having the Big Island Business Breakthrough Retreat, something that many women who come into our world in one point or another can sort of over time aspire to say, hey, I want to be on that retreat next year, and here's what I want to accomplish in my business by the time I go. And so as you're growing your tribe, to start thinking about what are the rites of passage that you want to bring on behalf of the clients that you're working with. What are those transformational experiences that you want to provide for them? For me personally, the reason I chose Tribe, the reason I was called to grow a business that honored Tribe from the very beginning was because I didn't always have it. As a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old, I was like as far from having a tribe as any young teenager in the Midwest in the United States could possibly be. Like, I had been kicked out of 2 girls' clubs, and whatever bigness of my personality that I was bringing to the young women of West High School in Iowa City, Iowa, was clearly not making me the most popular girl in school. And I was one of those girls that suffered from bullying and getting painfully excluded, to the point where my mom would drop me off at a party or downtown Iowa City to meet my friends, and they wouldn't be there. They wouldn't be there. And they all knew that I was going there to meet them. And I'll never forget those feelings of feeling so rejected, and like the opposite of the sense of belonging, you know? And I look back on that and I think, wow, in that moment, some seed was planted in me of how much belonging matters. And as I did the work to heal from that, as I grew up and as I went to college and I found the yoga movement and I became a yoga teacher trainer, and I found women who I was able to confess my own pains and challenges to, and I found women who were able to look me in the eye and say, that never should have happened to you. How many of you have experienced mean girls? And for those of you live streamers, if you've experienced mean girls, you can let us know on the comment thread. I know that the things that we've been through in life that have sucked have not happened by accident. I am a school teacher from Iowa who used to make $28,000 a year. And within 18 months of launching Women Rocking Business in its official form, we became $1 million company, and the whole damn thing is based on belonging and tribe and inclusion. Where do you think I learned that skill? This would not have been the gift that the universe has given me had I not experienced the latter. And so whatever it is that you've been through, whatever pains or challenges or setbacks or health challenges or relationship challenges or heartbreaks that you've been through, are going to be a part of the culture that you get to create in the tribe that you're pulling together. So I'm putting a stake in the ground for every single one of you to continue to honor your Shero's journey. So this was us in 2012 when I did my very first March event. At the time, we were calling it Women's Leadership Summit. I think we had about 40 or 50 people there. In 2013, we doubled. 2014, we doubled again. 2015, we doubled again. I think we were around 350 people on the beach that year. And 2016, nearly 500 women from all over the world. And this comes from really creating the kind of community that you want to be a part of. Brené Brown says the biggest motivator, the number one biggest motivator of human behavior is a sense of belonging. So if we can be the ones to create that, we can change lives, a lot of lives, and we can make a great living at the same time. So one of the things I love about having a tribe is that I get to know that if I go down, I have a whole tribe behind me. Last year, I was sick for our biggest event of the year, which is now Women Rocking Business Live, and I was like really, really down. And my team gathered around me, and I'll never forget my coach, Claire. She looked me in the eyes. She says, she was one of the coaches on our team. She says, "This ship is not sinking. I'll lead the whole damn thing if I have to." And Serena's like, "Hey, out of the way. I can lead the whole damn thing too." And I'm telling you that when you have the tribe, you don't have to be the one that many of us are afraid of being, the one who's always holding it up all the time. How many of you have that fear, like, I'm going to have to be responsible all the time? Okay? I actually think it's way easier, at least 5 times easier, to be running the size of company I'm now running with a team of about 12 women than it was to be in your seats. And I'm not telling you that because I want you to feel like a victim. I'm telling you that because I know that if you're willing to keep going, we can get you to the place where you never have to do this alone ever again. Okay? So having a tribe really is a sense of security, both for you and for the members of the tribe, because it sets you up. It can be like a retirement plan. I mean, if we're going to be entrepreneurial, guess what? We have to think about our own retirement. We do. And having a list, having a database of people who have actually opted into your website, having a Facebook following, having clients who stay with you month after month, year after year, this is your security. This is your retirement. It is also common once you've grown a tribe. I would say 5,000 to 10,000 opted into your mailing list is a turning point, okay? So most of you aren't there yet. A few of you are. Most of you are not. That's going to be your first goal, one of your first intentions, to grow a subscriber list of 5,000 to 10,000 people. How many people, please? And to get those thousands of people also hanging out with you on Facebook, okay? Or on social media. Some of you have a more professional audience, so you'll be looking at LinkedIn. Twitter is a great place. Instagram's a great place. Facebook is still the #1 social media platform, and it probably will be for most of our businesses for years to come. It probably will be for years to come. My colleagues and I are doing more business these days on Facebook than we even are with email marketing. So that's how important it is for most of you to start to really get a handle on Facebook. And for those of you who are in more of a professional sort of corporate niche, LinkedIn is going to be super important for you. So you're looking to have that turning point of that list of 5,000 to 10,000 people. So we'll teach you how to get there over the next couple of days. And this really positions you to be what I call an influencer. What's the word, please? And to really position you to be somebody who has a voice in your industry, a voice in your area of interest. You know, I got to just speak at an internet marketing conference for 700 people and, 7,000 more live streamers at Jeff Walker's conference LaunchCon, and I was the one representing women in the internet world. And like, how exciting to get to bring a message for the women who are saying yes to online marketing. And what I know is that we, especially as women, are needed. Okay, we're still in a little bit of the Wild West with online marketing. Now, if you're a business coach in the online marketing space, it's becoming more saturated. But if you're in the relationship niche, if you're in the health niche, if you're in a metaphysical niche and you're getting online, it's still a little bit of the Wild West. We're still defining how it's going to go. And it's a very exciting time. It's a very exciting time to reach people using the internet and social media. And it's an exciting time to set yourself up financially using the internet and social media, because especially in those relationship and health markets, it is not saturated. In fact, it's the opposite. We're watching some of our colleagues in the health niches, the Food Revolution Network, Ocean Robbins, Susan Pierce Thompson's company, Bright Line Eating. I'm watching some of my colleagues in the relationship niches really doing well online and doing well quickly, in the same way that I was able to do well fairly quickly in the B2B space, that stands for business to business, right? I'm a business consultant supporting business owners. So we were able to do really well, partly because I got online at a time when there was less saturation, okay? Now, if you're a business coach, don't lose hope. There's all kinds of ways we can set you apart by helping you micro niche, and you can still take full advantage of all of the opportunities online. But we want to look at what's actually happening in the industry and how to plug you in a way that's actually going to get you some really good momentum really quickly. Because when you guys get inspired about building a tribe, it's important that you actually go. It's important that you don't build too slowly. This is just something I've seen over and over again with my leverage clients. The quicker we can get them growing, the more success they have, because momentum is a part of the game. What's the phrase, please? Momentum. Right? When you can actually see yourself getting results within weeks or months, you're just going to want to go more, right? If you build too slow, it can actually work against you, okay? So why does Tribe gather? Tribe gathers because you become like an anchor. You become a what, please? Anchor. And you becoming that anchor is so critical. And this is another place I see my clients struggle, is they choose their niche and then they waffle. And for those of you that are my clients on the live stream or in the room right now, I say that with total love. When you think about universal laws. Have you guys ever seen the way a magnet works? Right? Like you introduce a magnet into a system and things just start grabbing. That's like Tribe, right? I was just down at the Black Sand Beach in Hawaii. Anybody ever been on a black sand beach? So the coolest thing about a black sand beach is that the sand is actually alive. It's magnetic. It's like living earth. So my friend Saida had this magnet on her keychain, and all of a sudden the sand was like following us around. It was like, it almost looked like these little black bugs, and we were like, Dad! And then we realized, we're like, oh my God, it's alive, it's magnetic. And I said to her, that's like Tribe. Because I was already brainstorming into what I was going to be teaching you guys. But I want us to get this energetic principle as we're considering creating our own tribe, because if I had just said, I'm going to help women make more money and rock their businesses, my anchor would not have been as strong as it is, okay? Many of you have watched me double my company every year, grow by between 30 and 50%. And I was a school teacher from Iowa. I was an accidental entrepreneur. I did not set out to grow. That was not my goal. 7-figure business. My goal was I want to hang out with a lot of cool women, and I want to help them, and I want to change their lives, and I want to be able to buy a house someday, you know? And the reason it's grown is because I started getting really clear on what you guys want and what you guys long for. You guys want to build business from a place of collaboration and not competition. You goddesses, you want to build businesses from a place of generosity and spaciousness and not urgency and pushing, right? And as I developed the languaging for what I knew women wanted, including myself, and I knew we were going to have to hold each other accountable to this, because like Dorothy so beautifully said, the paradigm out there is not feminine. And that's not to even make the masculine wrong. You know, the women gave it a try with all of our, amazing witchy ways back in the day, and we gave it a try, and nobody was ready for it. And then the men took control, and the men have done their best and showed us some wonderful ways of creating and manifesting on this planet, and we're still all completely fucked up, excuse my French. And now we're finally realizing that the answer is a mixture of masculine and feminine. That we can't build a business primarily from our feminine energy. We need the riverbanks of our masculine to channel the energy of our feminine flow. And we need that surrender. We need that grace to balance out the grit that's required to build a business. We're gonna need our grit, okay? We're gonna need the grit. They did a study at Stanford, and they looked at all the most successful people, the most successful leaders, and they were looking at what are the qualities that actually make the most successful leaders as successful as they are. And they looked at qualities like natural talents and intellect and charisma. And one of the qualities they studied was grit. And guess what quality was the one quality that all the highly successful people had more of? The one quality. Isn't that cool? It's not about talent. It's not even about charisma. And those things are important. But grit is what's going to make the difference. Are you willing to get back up and keep going when you get knocked down and when you realize it might be harder than you thought it was in the beginning? Are you willing to be one of those women who frickin' gets back up and keeps going? And I find that with women, this one quality is enhanced with one thing: sisterhood, AKA tribe. We aren't wired to do it alone. I'm in a women's group with Grace. Serena's been my girlfriend for 5 or 6 years now. We know when we're going through something. We reach out before we think we need to. We are sick and tired of doing it alone, and we've decided to stop. So we've become each other's sisters, and we're holding each other accountable. And my whole team really operates that way. So my suggestion to each and every one of you is that you might sometimes, I love you little beauties, be trying to be superwoman, and you might be trying to do it all alone a little too much. And you may actually be ready for a good dose of humility around, yeah, I need to reach out more. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of thinking that I can get through this by myself. Yeah, I could pick up the phone sooner, right? Because I don't always have time to call my friends, but I have time to send a text. There are very few things that happen during my day that wouldn't allow me to at least send a text of request for support when I need it. And it took me a while to learn it, and once I did, I started going further a lot faster. So give someone a high five and say, you deserve to be supported.
You deserve to be supported.
So here is one of the things about tribe. We all love tribe, that's why we're here. But, believe it or not, it's not the biggest selling point for your programs. And it's likely not the reason why you actually invested $1,500 to be here. Some of you have invested thousands of dollars to spend the year with me. And tribe was not necessarily the number one reason why you did. The reason why you did is because you want a business, and you want it to work, and you need it to pay you so that you can actually do the business. So this phrase, community sticks, community doesn't necessarily sell, is important for us to wrap our minds around so that we can make sure that you guys all have a tangible result that you're putting in front of your tribe that lets them know, hey, this is the place for me. This is the place where I want to invest my time and my energy and my money. And that you understand that it's your tribe that's going to stick. Your tribe's going to do what, please? Stick. Okay? It's going to stick people. And so your tribe is going to be the number one reason why people stay with you. And clients who stay with you it's a huge secret. Having clients that stay with you is a huge secret, not only to stabilizing your income, but to experience what I believe is the most fulfilling part of my business, which is that I have clients like my friend Megan Neely, who's built a 6-figure business in just about a year and a half, and she's growing and she's growing and she's growing, and I've gotten to be with her for over 2 years now, and I really know who she is, right? And I could name another dozen names just like that or more that really allow me and allow my team to have very real relationships with people for years at a time. And, they may even come back a couple years later. One of our clients, Cami Ostman, is this incredible mentor for authors. And she took a year off, and now she's back. She's like, I'm ready to take my business to the next level. So the community that you create, and she told me, I said, what's the number one reason you're coming back? She said, number 1, tribe. Number 2, I know you can get me in my business where I want to go. But that's why they come back. That's why they stay another year. Does this make sense? It's also really interesting to just look at, like, once you have that tribe created, why would people want to go somewhere else? Even if you've spent a day with a group of people, even if you spent 2 days and you find that those women get you, or those people that like you feel at home there, like, why would you start over somewhere else, right? And so you don't need a long time to create that tribe. Are you with me? Right? Once you are able to get people connected, there's a glue. There's a glue. So the question is, right? If tribe sticks, but it doesn't sell, what are you actually selling? So we're going to spend a little bit of time getting clear on that today and making sure that you have tangible outcomes to what it is that you're offering that pass a face test. And that for those of you who are in, like, the business space or in the women's space, that you're willing to have a micro niche to help you stand out in the way that the market is going right now, okay? So I'm going to come back to this. So there's 3 components of building your movement. And the first one is tribe. And I think we're on page 2 of the handouts. And by the way, those of you who are on the Love Stream, you guys have access to the slides. So there's 3 big components to any sustainable business. How many components?
3.
Okay. And this is true of any business. It's also translated into different terminology depending on what kind of business you are running. So give someone a high five and say, your tribe is gonna rock. So before I teach you the 3 components of business, I actually want to talk a little bit about how tribe serves you in terms of really, like, your own personal goals. Because when you have put the energy in to gathering those like-minded clients, those, I like to say divine right clients, your tribe is going to attract more clients who are like them, believe it or not, right? Because like attracts like. What's the phrase, please?
Like attracts like.
Okay. So hand in hand with tribe, you're going to want to learn to become a master of conversion. A master of what?
Conversion.
Right? Because these 2 things hand in hand are going to create the freedom that many of you are looking for in your business. I know you guys you didn't choose Women Rocking Business as your mentors because you want to work all the time. And you didn't choose it because you want to just build yourself another job. You know, what we're doing here, what we're up to here is helping you build a business that fits into your life rather than having to fit your life around an overly busy business schedule. Okay, so what's super important is that if you're just getting started, for those of you in the room who have just a very small handful of clients or no clients at all, one of your big areas of focus has got to be conversion. It has to be what, please? Right? Because if we go for tribe too soon, we miss the critical component of, like, why are people actually hiring us? And if you're a beginning entrepreneur and you haven't mastered the art of enrolling as many clients as you need, there's a humility but an integrity in being willing to admit to yourself, like, hey, I need to get better at just knowing what I'm selling and selling it, okay? Because to get to the point where you actually have group programs and you have scalable business and you have tribe, we're going to have to get you really damn good at conversion. You're going to be like a queen of conversion. What's the phrase, please? okay? So it wouldn't be an integrity for me to launch a 2-day tribe training and be like, let's just talk about tribe without teaching you about conversion. So this is how I started, because I knew that I was a frickin' rookie. I mean, I started my business from like my mom not wanting me to sell Girl Scout cookies because she didn't want me to offend the neighbors, right? I was a capital rookie. So the way that I started is I knew I was going to have to learn how to get clients. So I started my private coaching practice first because I knew I could charge $497 a month for business coaching, even though I was still kind of figuring it out myself. I knew enough that I could charge that, and I knew with only 8 or 10 clients, I was going to be able to pay my rent, I was going to be able to make a living, and I was going to be able to hire an assistant, very part-time. Now, I wanted group programs. Like when I started I was a teacher. So I wanted group programs yesterday. I was like, how do I get a group? How do I get a group? How do I get a group? I just wanted that. So the very first thing I did is I had a goal of getting 6 private clients and putting them all into a group. Into a what, please? Okay. So I sold my premium packages at $497 a month. And as soon as I had 5 or 6 clients, we all met once a month in my living room. They were all in Santa Cruz. And then as soon as I went online, I was able to do the same thing by putting my clients into a group call once a month, and I was able to get that group experience without having so much pressure on me to actually fill a group program all at once. Does that make sense? So that's one idea that you can lay on the table. Now, for some of you, you're ready to fill a group program, and it would actually serve you to have a deadline and say, hey, I'm starting a group program, I'm starting at March 1st, and between here and there, every single thing I do is going to help enroll people in the group program. By the way, you guys will get these slides virtually. And those of you on the live stream have these slides. So this is a great way to build out. Consider handling your money by being willing to sell some of your time in the beginning. Because people are willing to invest when they know they're going to get some of your time. Before you're known, before you become like a known person, your time and your attention is valuable. We're living in an era of information overload, aren't we? Right? You can get the answer to any question online in a second. But to get 30 minutes or 40 minutes or 60 minutes with a caring, compassionate individual, this is a rare commodity. I'm willing to pay for it, okay? So for those of you that are trying to figure out, like, I just need to pay the bills, Sage, I want to just really name that this is your quickest path to cash. As soon as you guys can launch group coaching programs, that's your leveraged income. You know, every year I do my March event and we open doors to our year-long program. And my very first official year-long program, we had 20 women paying us $5,000 a month. And I'm sorry, that would be really good money. We had 20 women paying us $5,000 for the entire year. It was my first attempt at Entrepreneurial Leadership Academy, and that was a 6-figure launch. That was a big deal for me, right? And that put us on the map, and now we'll have between 100 and 200 women in our year-long programs, and our year-long programs are more like $9,000 to $12,000. And that's what we've actually had, you know, like in order to actually provide the service that we provide, we've, I believe, still maintained some of the most affordable rates in the industry. And what's really cool is that once you lead a group program once, you never have to do it for the first time ever again. You now have handouts and a system and an organizational, chart that you've created that you're going to tweak every year you do it, but you never have to recreate it, and your life just becomes easier and easier and leverageable and more scalable. And a lot of people ask me, at what point do I do a product launch? At what point do I put together a 6-week program and charge $1,000 for it? And a lot of my colleagues, and myself included, we believe that this is your 3rd level of build out. And the reason for that is that these programs are so much stronger when you've actually been with people in a group teaching it in person. Does that make sense? I watch people launch products all the time and sell no copies of it. And they've created a bunch of content in the closet, and they haven't really done a proper job surveying their customers. And now they're launching this thing that took them hours to put together and thousands of dollars, and nobody's buying it because they haven't actually gone through it with real live human beings. So what I'm here to tell you is that any work that you're doing, going through your content and your transformation, even with one client at a time, it's irreplaceable knowledge that you're getting that's going to help you scale in the future. So be willing to stay the course. Give someone a high five and say, don't skip steps. It's also a really exciting time for women, as you guys know. Yeah. Women are starting businesses 1.5 times faster than men right now. Women are also purchasing 85% of consumer goods. We're the buyers of the planet. And we're starting 1,200 new businesses a day. And think of what that's doing for our economy. Think of what it's doing for creating jobs, right? And as women, when we understand the map, we understand where we're going and we can see it, we can go much further faster, okay? So this is a map that we've given you all access to. We're gonna be referring to this. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on it right now. But what I really want you to get is that one to many, when you need clients, it's just simply faster than one at a time, right? When you can actually get in front of people, do your own talks. I know many of you have been speaking at your local libraries, at the local retreat centers. Many of you are starting to get out there speaking and starting to get on Facebook and do little online launches. Even if you're just starting, the way that we recommend, which is by offering discovery sessions. What's the phrase, please? Just offering a free, short consultation with somebody who's interested in your services. You don't have to have a fancy business model. You don't have to really even be totally clear on what you're selling, let's be honest. You don't have to have all kinds of fancy brochures. You don't have to have fancy sales pages, because you're having a conversation with somebody and you're almost individualizing the thing that you're selling them in the moment based on what they need the most. Why wouldn't you? They're sitting right in front of you, right? When you use the one-to-many approach to actually get those people in the room, and then you have the conversations on the back end of that group experience, those conversations are going to convert extremely more easily. Does that make sense? Why do you think? Yeah, because of the relationship, because of the connection, because of the positioning. What's the word, please? Right? Because when people see you, even if there's only, I don't know, how many of you in the room right now, right? Even if there's only 4 people in the room, I've done talks for 2 people, and one of them hired me, right? 50% conversion, ka-ching, right? It doesn't matter. You are positioning yourself simply by standing up and saying, hey, I have some things to teach you over the next hour, and then let's have a conversation and see if it would be a fit to do more work together. It's the easiest way. And I'll tell you what, in-person converts higher than online. So we'll talk more about that. So I actually want to bring somebody up to the stage to help you understand the 3 levels of business that I was talking about, because she is, I think one of the reasons why I really wanted Serena here, and it was a little hard to get her here because she's a busy woman. For those of you that haven't met Serena Andrea, she's our lead trainer at Women Rocking Business. She leads our year-long program, Entrepreneurial Leadership Academy. So she's completely leading that program as of last year. And I'll tell you what, that has changed my life. So we have over 100 clients that are being completely trained by Serena, and they're having amazing, amazing results this year. And Serena's not only a graduate of our programs, who I watched her take the tools that we teach and implement them, and create her own 6-figure business and getting clients left and right. And she understands. I think I'm really grateful to her because she keeps me in touch with those beginning years of starting a business. Does that make sense? So I know many of you are just starting out. I wanted to make sure she was in the room so she can help be a translator because she understands where you guys are at in such an intimate and amazing way. And I want to have her help teach this piece. So can we please give her a big round of applause and bring to the stage Serena. Thank you, my love. How many of you guys want to co-lead? It's so fun. It's so fun. Like, I think one of my clients in Hawaii was telling me, she's like, I've been to a lot of other business conferences. I've never seen anybody bring so many people to the stage as you do. And I was like, yeah, I'm really proud of that. She's like, well, can I do that too? I was like, hell yeah. So, I mean, we really are going to be training you guys on 2 levels today. We're going to be like training you the content, and then we're going to sometimes back up and like tell you why we're doing it that way so that you guys can really get the learning on 2 levels. But I highly recommend when you guys start leading 1-day or 2-day workshops that you bring other people up to lead certain sections with you. It's so much more fun. It's so much easier. I get done at the end of the day now, and I'm not like tanked like I used to be because I'm actually sharing that. So let's give Serena one more kiss.
So good to be here. Hello, live streamers. So I want to riff on what Sage was building around speaking and how important it is and how it can really generate so much more momentum when you position yourself as an expert in the room, as a teacher, as a coach, as someone who has something to offer. And women naturally lead with generosity. How can I help you with this? How can I support you with this, right? So speaking is the next level of doing that. Locally is what we recommend. Because you can feel the texture in the room when there's actually people you're speaking to, right? And then there's another texture and a little bit more distance when you're speaking to a camera. So what we recommend is speaking locally. And there's a couple different ways to do it. Not everyone has the same experience or confidence in speaking in front of a group if you've never been a teacher. By the way, how many teachers do we have in the room? Excellent, about half. How many of you have ever spoken in front of a group of adults and taught them anything? Okay, now we've got like 99%. Excellent. So what we recommend is doing more of that. And there's a couple different ways of going about it. So when you're doing a local speaking event, one of the ways you can do it is create an event yourself, right? You book the space and the venue, you promote it, you create the content, it's all you. For some of us independent ones, that's really awesome because we have all the control, right? You can do it when you want, when it fits into your schedule. You don't have to talk to anybody about the content. And you can pick the venue of your choice. So one of the ways that you can find a local venue is to approach people that have venues that you love. Maybe it's the yoga studio you go to. Maybe it's my chiropractor. He's got a beautiful office, and he moved all the tables for us and brought chairs out. So you can start to think about places where you go, because not everyone's going to book a beautiful hotel like this on their first speaking engagement, because it's a big investment. Once you have that venue, we also ask you and recommend that you ask them to promote you. They already know you. They've seen you come in to do yoga, or your chiropractor, they know you. My chiropractor, every time I get on his table and he adjusts my neck, he's talking to me about my event. And I have a clear pathway to ask him to tell all of his clients that I'm going to be doing an event there, and will he let them know about them? Does that make sense? Awesome. So, thank you. When you speak and create an event for yourself, and you're doing all the promotion, all the marketing's on you. And for some people, that's really daunting. To do the content and the performing and the. So one of the things that I recommend is that when you begin booking your speaking events, that you just plan in your mind to do 6, a half a dozen. You're gonna do it, it's like riding a bike. You're going to start to ride your bike. You're going to start to get the content out there. You're going to start to get momentum. And once you hit your second or third talk, you're just going to be rolling. So there's no reason to stop. However, if you feel like the marketing 6 different events is overwhelming, what you can do is you can do 3 events that you are organizing, and then perhaps 3 other speaking events with other people. So maybe one of your colleagues is having a talk that month. You might get on their stage. Or you might do a joint partnership where you get another entrepreneur, maybe a niche mate, someone else who's doing something in your area of expertise but a little different, and the 2 of you market the next event. So you have someone alongside you to help promote, help get the word out. Does that make sense? Because sometimes when we speak on other people's stages, we're a lot more willing to promote it. We're like, I'm speaking at Sage's event this week. It's going to be so great. Sage is amazing. Da da da. You should come, because I'm speaking, right? I notice with our clients that self-promotion is one of the big learning curves, is to promote and talk about what we're up to, right? When we begin to get into the flow of that, it becomes much easier. Everyone we meet, they're, what are you up to? I'm like, I'm speaking at a free event. I'm going to teach all about how to redesign your life. Do you know any baby boomers that want to come? It starts to slip out of our mouth more easily. Now, how do you get people to come to these events? Who do you invite? Anyone? Everyone. Awesome. Awesome. So we want to talk about one of the best ways to gather a tribe on your list so that you can be actively letting people know what you're up to. And so one of the ways that we recommend this is a free gift online on your web page. So a free gift when you meet someone at the grocery store and you're like, guess what I'm up to? Right? You can send them to your web page. Why? Because there's a free gift on there. Are we going to talk about that a little bit? Can I do that now? Awesome.
Totally.
Because one of the big questions is, what do I offer my clients? What's that free gift on my page that everyone wants, right? One of the hottest things that we're noticing that people click on, if they get to your website and they want your free gift, why do they click? Because there's some kind of checklist, blueprint, a possibility of some free quiz to help them know more about themselves.
Yeah. So you guys can offer your free gifts online. You can offer them on social media. You can offer them anytime you speak, right? I have a speaking engagement. Serena's going to maybe do an hour about how to tell a compelling story. I don't think I got a chance to tell you guys that Serena's a storytelling expert. She has her own business here in the Bay Area, and she helps women do these incredible sexuality-based performances every year, and her shows are sold out, standing room only. They're amazing. So I do a business training. I invite Serena to come in and speak on the power of story and how to sell using story for an hour, and perhaps it's not appropriate to let her make an offer because it's my event. She can offer a free gift. She has a checklist on how to tell stories that sell. And anybody in the room that wants a checklist can give Serena their email in exchange for getting access to that checklist, right? And now it's not at all, it doesn't conflict at all with the fact that I put the event together and I organized it and I'm making my own offer. So it's not necessarily appropriate to make 2 offers. That would be confusing for the people in the room. But she gets a chance to follow up with a few people in the room that either would want both of our things, or there are going to be people in the room that would never buy my thing because they're just not the right people. Does that make sense? So this is a way that you guys can collaborate and do lead generation together. Because really what we're talking about here is lead generation. What's the phrase, please? Okay, this is one of the 3 components of business. And this is the component that I see women struggle with the most in the beginning. Because if you don't have potential clients that you're talking to, how are you going to get your business going? Okay, and this is really the step of building a business that's about tribe. And I'll tell you what, the fun thing about this step is that it never stops. Right? Like, even as a 7-figure business, we're still looking for ways to expand our reach. But here's what's fun, is that there's times where we have so many people that we're talking to that we can completely let go of lead generation for a few months and just focus on fulfillment. Focus on what, please? Okay. I don't want you in lead generation all the time, every day, all year long. You'll burn out. And that's why we've got to get you some momentum. It's why Serena's telling you, be willing to do 6 speaking engagements. Be willing to talk to enough people that you can start enrolling clients so that then you can take a couple months and focus on fulfillment and catch your breath, right? The strategies for lead generation are gonna change as your business grows. But the ones Serena's teaching you right now are the basic strategies for gathering a tribe. Start speaking. How cool is it for you to have free speaking engagements in your local community? Now it's like one of those magnets that we were talking about. You don't have to go out and pound the pavement. People can find out about you with a Facebook invite. You can post your speaking engagement on Craigslist. You can have your network help you invite people. And now people can hear about the fact that there's a free training on such and such topic happening, and you don't have to go pounding the pavement and trying to shake every person's hand at a networking group. See what I mean?
Yeah. It's a lot like your analogy of the magnet, right, in the sand. Like when you are speaking on a regular basis and people keep hearing about you, they may not be able to make it the first engagement, maybe the second one, but if they keep hearing about you, they'll eventually come to talk to you, and you're drawing them into you. And you are offering generously your free gifts, your information. And so there's an energetic loop that starts to create relationship. And that relationship over time is what invites people to invest in you, because they've seen you over and over. And they're like, wow, she has so much to offer. She knows so much about that. Wow. And you answer questions during your speaking engagements. And it starts, that magnet starts to draw people towards you. I have people stop me at the grocery store now when I'm buying lemons or whatever in my hoodie, and they're like, you're the story expert, can I ask you a question? I'm like, how did you know it was me? I'm under my hoodie. And that feeling of people seeking me out for my services is what keeps me out of the overwhelm of I'm always trying to find a client, I'm always trying to find a client. So when you put a free gift on your website, you can send people to your website, and now you have their email so you can reach out to them at another time. So there's a question.
I'm wondering if we're going to do 6, can they be the same topic? And over what length of time do you want to cram those 6 in?
Awesome. What I like to do is I like to switch up my talk titles so that people are having choice, but I don't like to switch up my content too much. I want to create a body of work that feels solid. I may tweak it per speaking engagement, but I'm always going to be teaching, for me, about story and the power of story and the power of voice. But the talk titles can be a little bit different, so people can recognize, right, when they're like checking you out. They're like, she's got 3 engagements. Oh, it's all the same talk title. Nah, right? A little bit different. And those talk titles are speaking to what your clients are struggling with and what they really want. And then you asked about how much space in between those. So you want to leave some space in your calendar after every talk to have conversations with potential clients, your discovery sessions. So you want to space them out so that you do a talk, and then you have space afterwards to have conversations and follow-ups before you do the next one. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. It's not, life isn't that ordered, but definitely leave time in your schedule after you speak for those discovery sessions within 24 or 48 hours. Because when people are really excited to talk to you about what you have to offer, Kesley, like you really want to get in them and have that conversation while they're excited, inspired, in an expanded place of like, I can have that too. Does that make sense?
In terms of marketing your own talks, there's only so much of that you guys can do in a month, right? Because it takes something to get butts in seats. What's the phrase, please? Yeah. So we recommend not doing more than a couple per month that you're promoting. But if you guys find a couple of groups that are already gathered that you can get in front of, then absolutely, you could do 1 per week. See what I mean? So as you guys can see, all of these are ways of growing your tribe. Of doing what? Yeah. And when you start to think about this as one of the primary components of your business, one of the things that you are going to be doing ongoingly, and you start to really ask yourself, what are the best ways for me to grow my tribe, you'll be able to really leverage the tools that we have, right? Speaking gets you in front of potential clients. Having people opt in for a free gift, we're going to be talking more about that today, is going to get you in front of people that are interested in the topic that you cover. And remember, when someone downloads your free gift, you can follow up with them with some emails and invite them into a discovery session. As we go through today, we're going to be talking a little bit about the difference between Facebook pages and Facebook groups. How many of you guys have started a Facebook fan page? Awesome way of generating leads, because anybody who likes your page has actually taken a step toward you. That's the thing about lead generation, you guys. All the lead generation that you're doing, you're basically setting up all of these strategies that allow your potential clients to take a step toward you. That's the whole point. You're generating leads first, and then you're selling, because if you try to sell to people upon first encounter, how excited are they going to be about your services? Hi, Grace, it's so nice to meet you. I have a company called Women Rocking Business. I have this leverage mastermind that I think you'd be a great fit for. It's only $12,000 a year. What do you think? Right? So that's one of the reasons why we've got to get you guys not just mastering lead generation, but mastering relationship building. What's the phrase, please? Okay. So that's what these all give you the opportunity to do, the speaking engagements, the free gift. It's an opportunity for potential clients to start to have a relationship with you. They're consuming your content before the offer is put in front of them, okay? The great thing about a Facebook group is that it becomes a more intimate conversation. This is different than a fan page. All right, there's benefits and drawbacks to both. You guys have a few more minutes of capacity? You guys want to hear the quick Cliff Notes? Yes. Okay, so I would recommend you all start out with a fan page. The great thing about a fan page, if you don't already have one, is you can invite people to like your page really easily. You can do something called a like campaign, and that resource will add that to the Events That Change Lives program, which you all have access to if it's not already there. Shannon, will you make a note that we're going to add the article on how to do a like campaign on Facebook into the Events That Change Lives program? And the great thing about your fan page is that you can run ads to things that you put on that fan page. You can't do that anywhere else on Facebook. You can't run ads into things that you post in groups. You can't run ads to things that you post on your personal page. So this is the big advantage of having a fan page, okay? You get people to like your page. You can actually do campaigns where you pay like 5 cents or 10 cents a like. It's not expensive. You can do some really cool free stuff on Facebook, and that article will walk you through it. And once you have 500 people, 1,000 people liking your page, you can run ads to them. And it's not that expensive, okay? So that's a great way to start to get in front of people on Facebook. Now, the benefit of having a group, this would be a second step. You guys watched me launch the Women Rocking Business Sisterhood Facebook group, and it's a great strategy to take the conversation deeper with a group of people. It's more intimate. It's more what, please? People start feeling like a tribe. Are you with me? Now, it's cool because Facebook makes it easy for us to feed 2 birds with 1 scone, okay? Because with the way Facebook Live is now, right? You can go live on video on Facebook, right? We're gonna be challenging you guys to play around with that in the next couple months, maybe even sooner. You can actually go live on your fan page, and you can simultaneously share it into your group. So you can be live both places for just the same amount of effort. So if you're asking yourself, well, it's a whole bunch of extra work to start up a group, yes, it's a bit of extra work, but once you get people there, then it can be nice because they actually feel safer to share in the group. And you don't have to necessarily double your efforts once you have both things going. Does that make sense? So start with a fan page, and then you'll know when you're ready to launch a Facebook group, partly because you're going to have, well, let's talk a little bit more about that this afternoon, like how you'll know you're actually ready, but start with a fan page, okay? You picking up what I'm laying down? Okay, awesome. And then, yeah, like I said earlier, Instagram is quickly rising as a way to create leads in your business if you're into Instagram. I'm not yet. I haven't jumped on the Instagram page, and it doesn't matter because right now lead generation isn't a problem for Women Rocking Business since the book came out. That's not the area of focus that we need to be focused on.
Can I speak to Instagram for a sec?
Yes.
So I got into Instagram this summer, which is kind of a joke. Since I don't like to be so connected to technology. But what I like about Instagram is it's really fast.
It is fast.
You can do it on your phone from anywhere. And you can put hashtags and connect you to other groups. Yeah. So it's a way that you can get known to other groups through images. So you're using your phone, gathering images, and there's a small place at the bottom to type. It can be a sentence. And this is obviously why Instagram is so hot with a younger generation, because they're mostly on their phones, mobile, catching images and glimpses. You can even post videos on your Instagram page of events that you're doing and connect to other like-minded groups all over the country and begin to have people start following you that way.
Yeah.
Something to consider.
It's fun. It's super fun. And really, I think with social media, it's about finding one that you can start out with and really master, and then adding the other ones as you need. Because I would rather you get good at one platform and really using it and then move on to the others versus trying to spread yourself too thin. That is one of the biggest obstacles you're gonna be facing trying to get a business going, is it is so easy to spread yourself thin, okay? And again, a time to use LinkedIn is when you have a more professional corporate type crowd. So let's talk about list building with a free gift, shall we?
Let's do it. So the example up here is around a happy couples blueprint. So when you're offering your free gift on your page, you really want to set the context. Why would people want that free gift? So you want to mention what are the results that they'll get once they opt in and download that free gift. So for the Happy Couples Blueprint, right, you might add some content about good communication, how to get through the holidays, something like that, so that people want to jump in. Another word you can use is a checklist, right? A checklist for what you need to do to stay in your body and be well through the holidays. So results, language on why they should opt in for this free gift on your page. We're also noticing that ebooks and quizzes are really hot right now. Guidebooks is another way to describe your free gift. What we're noticing is that meditations, long things that people need to download and put like an hour aside to do, they're not as hot. And you can understand because the world's moving really fast right now. People want things quick and easy. And what's really beautiful is if someone signs up for your free gift, their email can be automatically put in a cache, right? Via MailChimp or Entreport, so that you can contact them at a later time. There's nothing you actually have to do to actually retrieve their email. So it can happen really easily, which helps you not spread yourself too thin.
All you really need is 1 or 2 hot instant gratification gifts, and you can use these everywhere. It's so exciting. You can have it on your homepage. You can use it when you're networking with people. You can use it when you have 2 minutes to make an offer. I know some of you who are my clients are gonna have 2 minutes to make an offer on our Facebook page next week, on our Facebook Live video. And when you only have a couple minutes, it's all about your free gift. It's all about your what, please? Cool. So we're going to give you, let's see, how many of you have one already? How many of you are still working on one? So let's do some brainstorming as a group, shall we? Who's got ideas? Let's just brainstorm, like just popcorn them out. Don't think about it too much. And on the love stream, Shannon, if you can help the love streamers do a little brainstorm. Like Serena said, checklists are hot, guidebooks are hot, ebooks are super interesting to people. People want simple, they want instant, they want done for you. Quizzes can be great, and here's the complexity of a quiz, is then you actually have to create this quiz. And so I'm gonna dissuade you against quizzes unless you like really, really, really want to create a quiz or an assessment. And if you are that person, I can help you understand when and where and why you create a quiz. But some of the cliff notes around quizzes, we've had really good luck with quizzes. Many of you guys have taken our What Type of Workshop Leader Are You quiz. We also have a wealthy, a women's wealth quiz. And the thing about a quiz, to really make a quiz work well, you have to kind of build it into the story arc of what you're creating. People want their results, and then they kind of want to interact with their results, and it's really important that you might have like a video or more emails going out and kind of weave the quiz results into the overall content of what you're teaching. So it's a little bit higher level of a sophistication gift that can totally work if you plan well. And if you're just getting started, I recommend you guys do something simple. In the beginning, it's all about KISS. Keep it simple, sister! So what ideas do you guys have? And then Shannon, let me know what love streamers are saying.
Here's a way to think about it. What do your potential clients, our current clients, say they want and struggle with?
Yeah, what would actually help them?
5 easy ways to increase your business's bottom line.
Yeah.
5 easy ways to increase your business's bottom line. And it would be basically just, watching your expenses and making sure you're tracking your income and where it's coming from.
I
Just easy
love
things
it.
like that.
I love it. And it could also be 5 simple steps.
So her clients struggle with their bottom line. That's what they want. They want it to be easier. So she's putting that right in the title. That's the results-based.
Yep.
Who
that's
else
hot.
wants to-
And when you put that on the page, you might have the words "increase your bottom line" in big letters. Yeah.
I have a symptoms decoder, but I'm gonna turn it into a blueprint.
Symptoms decoder. Yeah, because that's the thing, right? Is like I don't quite know what it is. So tell me about.
So if you
And then
have a headache, it's gonna help you figure out what might be causing your headache.
Yes.
How you can take responsibility and possibly get yourself out of it.
Symptom decoder for well-being, symptom decoder for less stress, symptom decoder for more chi.
Understanding and direction.
Right, they want understanding so that they can have what?
They want to get rid of the symptom.
They want to get
To-
rid of the symptoms so they can have what? Freedom, joy, happiness, well-being.
They do? Yeah, they want to use their symptom to guide their business. I'm backing out of that. Can you feel it? I'm slippery.
Symptom decoder for well-being.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, symptom decoder for well-being, because it's really, it's not the business, I don't know.
Well-being and success so that you can keep that.
It's really broad though, doesn't it? Wouldn't it be like, I like the headache thing. It's like, why are you getting headaches? Something
Right, right.
I know, that's the thing, right? Like if you do this, if you do this, then I would definitely have a subtitle that's like, determine the root cause of your headaches. What else?
Any physical or emotional symptom.
But like give me 2 or 3 more tangible examples that are common.
Back pain
Back
and anxiety.
pain or anxiety. Yeah. That's hot. So we want
Okay.
these words on the website, on the opt-in. Determine the root cause of your headaches, your back pain, and your anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Kiss for Kessie. Mwah. Yeah, Dorothy.
Okay, this is wordy, so I need help. And an opinion whether it's a good idea. This would be a fill-in-the-blank statement to let people know that you're committing to a life change.
So what am I going to get from this? So I'm committing to a life change. So what does that give me?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
So
Let me just say this. You know, when we decide we're going to change something,
Yes.
we often don't tell people.
That's right.
And this is a way to say
It's
to
about
people
accountability.
It's about accountability, where you say to somebody, this is what I'm committing to. So it would be a short ebook that has, examples of language you can use to tell people around you.
I'd like to make the suggestion that that's one of the things they get. But there's a couple of other things they get that help them actually manifest that thing. Because one of the things that we say at Women Rocking Business is that when you lose some of your magnetism, when you lead with a modality. Does that make sense? When I basically say, you should come to me because I know Reiki, and Reiki's amazing, and here's all about Reiki, and I'm talking about the modality of Reiki, I'm going to lose people versus if I say, I have an incredible technique that can help you with your headaches and your back pain and your pressing problems. Accountability is what you're offering right now.
Yeah.
Accountability is a modality. It's a tool, right? So you're leading with a tool. So what we want to lead with is we want to lead with the fact that, baby boomers may be in a place where they're wanting to actually make major change in their life. They're wanting to recreate their life, and they don't know where to begin. Okay. So it could be like midlife recreation, right? Like how to recreate yourself in midlife checklist or something along those lines. So can we get you brainstorming? Did you have an idea about that?
How to take the crisis out of midlife change.
That's hot. Do you like that, Dorothy?
I do, and I met somebody in the bar last night, and we had a long conversation about this. I mean restaurant, not bar.
How to take the crisis out of the midlife journey or out of the midlife, I kind of like journey.
Or fear. Fear's a big thing that stands in the way. Yeah.
One of the reasons why this phrase works well, midlife crisis, is because it's in our vernacular. It's what we call it. So you can capitalize on that. Do we have any live streamers, Shannon?
Let's give Dorothy a kiss.
Mwah. And we'll circle back around, Dorothy.
I have a live streamer here, Brianna K. She is developing a wellness foundation checklist and a transition from the standard American diet to easy paleo. She's a wellness coach.
I like that because paleo is hot these days. And that's one of the, there are times, I always say, there's exceptions to every rule. Don't trust a word I say. There are times when a modality can really work for you. For instance, if you were an acupuncturist and you didn't let people know you're an acupuncturist, that would be a little weird, right? So this is I think this is one of those, a great example of this, of I think paleo is hot. I think people want to learn about paleo. It's a hype word in the market. So if we have wellness checklist alone would be pretty generic. But can you tell me the subtitle again, Shannon?
So she's got a wellness foundation checklist and a transition from the standard American diet to easy paleo. And then she says, my clients want guidance in how to transition themselves and their family from how they eat, move, live now into a healthy, optimal lifestyle that is low on the stress radar and provides lifelong results. It's long, but it's so rich.
It's really rich, and I think we can shorten it up. And I also believe that we may want to consider adding weight loss in there. What's her name again? Brianna. Hi, Brianna. We love you. Let's give her a kiss. Mwah. Weight loss, and what was the other benefit?
The transition from the average diet
Yes.
into paleo.
Into paleo.
Yeah.
For weight loss and a thriving, I heard you say, Brianna, a thriving lifestyle. And that's super hot. So a wellness checklist. Brianna, here's the truth if you're a wellness mentor. I tell this to all my health coaches and wellness mentors. If you are willing to bring weight loss into the conversation, it's only going to help you. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to, but I'm guessing if I start actually transitioning from the standard American diet into paleo, one of the blessings is that I may lose some weight. In fact, when I went paleo last year, I did lose the weight. So you guys are seeing the new and improved. No. That's something that you can play with, Brianna, and we can help you a little. We can definitely, Shannon can definitely help you with that on the chat. But for now, I would play with something like, the ultimate wellness checklist or a step-by-step wellness checklist to transition from the standard American diet to paleo, for weight loss and long-lasting health, or for thriving health or something like that. Yeah.
I like
Love
it.
that. Kiss for you. Mwah. So are you guys getting this? It's exciting, right? So let me just tell you a little bit about what can happen when you guys have this, because this is really exciting. Let me just get over here. I'm going to come back to this. So we launched this free Dream Business Guidebook for Women as part of the book launch. How many of you saw it? Really? You guys saw it? Downloaded it? So this was part of the book launch, and we ran ads to this. And check this out, you guys. This took my team like 30 minutes to put together. I had already created the guidebook. We found, this is stock footage. This is not Sage Levine, right? We bought this image for, $7 or something. And this page converted at 77%. Okay, that means that out of the people that we told about this on Facebook and in email, and when some of my colleagues promoted this, 77% of people opted in for it. By the way, you guys will get this in the slides. The reason I'm telling you this is because can you imagine if I had just tried to sell a $27 hardcover book to everybody I was trying to get in touch with? How many books do you think we would have sold? Not very many. In fact, when we started out our book launch, it was a bit of a conundrum. And by the way, we're going to take a break in just a few minutes. But when we started out our book launch, we had never, as a company, sold more than 400 units of anything. We sold, in the course of about 7 weeks, 8,000 books. Okay, so we 20x'd our results. It's not just because I'm Sage Levine. Most people still don't know who I am. It's because we got really strategic, okay? So when you guys have these free gifts, you can run ads to them. You can put up on Instagram with a hashtag. You can put them on Facebook. You can put them everywhere. And now you have people opting in. And then what we did is we put people in a nurture sequence. A what, please? Okay. Which I'm going to tell you guys about, where you're building the relationship, and we followed up with them, and we invited them to get on a video with me. We sent emails, and we introduced them to my book. And that's how we got book buyers. We got 5 to 8 times more book buyers that way than we would have if we had just tried to sell books from the outset, because we were developing the relationship. We were doing what, please? Okay. Not to mention that, think of all the people that didn't buy books. Guess what? We have their email addresses. Do you think there's a chance they may ever be interested in buying something from me in the future, or just plugging in the future? Okay? This is also a really hot lead magnet of ours, right? It's a $50,000 workshop leader blueprint. We'll get you guys the link to this, by the way, if you want it. But this page also was converting at over 70%, okay? And this is our last one, our quiz. And what have you noticed about these pages? Are they long and involved home pages with lots of tabs at the front and biographies at the bottom? They're simple, aren't they? It's just an image with an opt-in box on it. You guys can get this up in minutes if you really wanted to. So simple, so easy, and one of your quickest ways to building tribe. Quick question?
So if I already have a website but I don't have a page like that, how can you tie them together?
Just put it up.
And they're linked.
It can be linked, yeah.
Okay.
And this should be, the top of your homepage should be something like this. When you look at the top of womenrockingbusiness.com, the very first thing you can do is take the quiz or buy the book, right? It's like there's a very clear call to action. And then the other thing that you can do on your homepage, if you have a different call to action, like let's say you offer discovery sessions on your homepage, you might just have a tab or a button that clicks over to this page. But this page is called a squeeze page. What's it called, please? Okay, and this page does not have any other place to click. Have you noticed? That's one of the ways that it works.
Squeezes them in.
There's no tabs across the top. Nothing.
Is it also a landing page?
A landing page is really more, a landing page is more typically used for your homepage, is my understanding.
So where is it actually listed? Where did you put this squeeze page?
It doesn't matter. Like all I need to know is the URL of this page. But it can be another page of your website. It's just that you don't want to put if you can help it, you don't want to put your bookmarks across the top of this page.
How do people find this page?
You send them to it.
Okay, got it.
It's your job to send people here. Okay.
On Facebook.
Yeah, so once you have this, you have the URL. The URL of this page is eventsthatchangelives.com. Whenever I want to promote my quiz, I can run ads to the quiz. I can post the quiz on Facebook. I can do a video and say, oh my God, if any of you are considering leading workshops, we need to get you your type of your style for workshop facilitation. You're going to love this, and here's how you do it, and here's the URL. Anytime I'm in front of a group, during a launch, my team will post this on Facebook almost every day. And when you post it on your fan page, you can boost it for $10 or $15 a day. I recommend not boosting for more than 3 days. Okay, that's kind of the magic formula. $15 to $20 a day is about as much as you want to spend for 3 days. And that's going to get your free gift in front of anybody that's ever clicked on anything or looked at any of your Facebook posts. And we have to go to break. So we're just past due. So
just want to make sure Kaya's question gets answered. So if you're doing a live talk, you can have the URL to this squeeze page. You can have it up on the screen. You can write it up on the board. You can have it on a card that you give to your participants. It could be the end of your discovery session. Like there's a way you can give that URL just to the people in the room and say, this free gift is just for you.
And what I also recommend you guys do when you speak is that you collect email addresses and you send everybody a link to this directly. You just subscribe them. They're already subscribed, they're in your database, and just send them the quiz or send them the checklist without them having to opt in because they're already in your room. Kiss for Kaya. Mwah. Kiss for the love streamers. Mwah.